Future value, compound interest rate. The future value of a present amount can be found by solving appropriate equation which depends on interest rate characteristics, time period it embraces, compounding interval, equivalence. For more information, please go to presentation on interest rate. Compounding in general means the ability to generate earnings from original investment and all periodically gained incomes. In practice, it is connected with the addition of earnings from given period to the invested amount and reinvestment of above sum over the next period. In the case of compounding, when interests are charged not only on the original amount invested, but also on all obtained gains when periodic gains are reinvested, future value formula is as follows. Future value equals present value multiplied by interest factor, which is calculated as a 1 plus interest rate raised to the power of number of periods. Example number 1. Assume that you deposit 1000 euros for 2 years. Let's examine the process to determine how much you will get from the above operation at compound interest rate of 5%. So, let's use our equation on future value, which is calculated as multiplication of present value and interest factor. In our example, present value is 1000 euros, interest rate is 5%, while period n 2 years. So, future value is 1102 euros and 5 cents. This is the amount we received after 2 years from the investment of 1000 euros on annual compound interest rate of 5%. Now, let's look at the problem in detail by dividing it into year 1 and 2. In the first year, you deposit 1000 euros on 5% annual interest rate. As the result, you earned 50 euros on your 1000 deposit over the first year. This is the same amount of interest you would earn under simple interest, although only for annual capitalization. If capitalization is made more often, then you will always get more from compound than simple interest. In the second year, you need to multiply your deposit, increased by first year earnings, by interest gained in the second year. Remember that in the simple interest case you multiply only your original deposit. So in our example, we multiply our original deposit of 1000 euro by interest gained in first year and in the second year, which give us 1102 euros and 5 cents of our future value. Example number 2. You place 500 euros in a savings account paying 5% compound annual interest rate. You want to know how much money will there be on your account at the end of the third year. So, let's use our equation. Future value equals present value multiplied by interest factor. In our example, our present value is 500 euros. This is the amount that we are depositing today. Our compound interest rate is 5%, while period n 3 years. So the future value of our present investment is 578 euros and 81 cents. This is the amount that we will receive in the future after depositing today 500 euros at compound annual interest rate of 5% for 3 years. Above problem can be presented in a timeline as follows. At the beginning of our timeline, we put our original deposit of 500 euros on interest rate of 5% and period 3 years. After first year, we earned 25 euros, which we reinvest along with our primary deposit for the second year. After the second year, we earned 26 euros and 25 cents, which we reinvest for the third year again, along with our primary deposit, and receive 27 euros and 56 cents of interest. So our future value might be calculated as the sum of primary deposit and interest gained in every year. So in total, our deposit of 500 euros for 3 years on compound interest rate of 5% gave us the future value of 578 euros and 81 cents. This is the amount we received after investing 500 euros for 3 years on 5% compound interest rate. Both presented examples may be solved in Excel file by using future value formula. Let's have a look. So we are looking for a formula for future value. In example first, our interest rate is 5%. Number of periods 2 years. And present value 1000 euros. As this is our investment, we put a minus before the number. So the future value is 1102 euros and 50 cents. In example second, our interest rate is 5%, number of periods 3 years, and present value is 500 euros. So the future value is 578 euros and 81 cents. In the situation of capitalization made more often than once in a single year with compounding, we need to slightly modify our previous formula by dividing interest rate by number of capitalizations made within a single year m and adding multiplication of period n by m in the power. Future value equals present value multiplied by interest factor, which is calculated as 1 plus interest rate divided by number of capitalization within 1 year raised to the power of number of periods and number of capitalization within a single year. Example number 3. Assume that you deposit 10,000 euros at compound interest rate of 3% for 5 years. What is the future value of the deposit knowing that the capitalization is made quarterly? What is the accumulated interest at the end of the 5th year? So, let's use our equation. Future value equals present value multiplied by interest factor. In our example, present value equals 10,000 euros. Interest rate is 3%, while number of years is 5 years. We have also additional information that our interest rate is compounded quarterly. As we know that the quarter is equal to 3 months and that we have 4 quarters within each year, our m, the number of capitalization per year, is 4. In that situation, future value of our present investment is 11,611 euros and 84 cents. This is the amount that we will receive in future after depositing today 10,000 euros at a quarterly compound interest rate of 3% for 5 years. This example can be solved in Excel file by using future value formula. Let's have a look. In this case, we are also using future value formula, where interest rate is 3% divided by 4, as we have 4 capitalization within 1 year, number of periods is 5 years multiplied by 4, and present value is 10,000 euros. So the future value equals 11,611 euros and 84 cents. We will close this section with some important observations about future values. Future value is the higher is the principal amount invested. We receive more in the future if we invest more today. Better to invest 10,000 euros rather than 100 euros. Higher is the interest rate. We receive more in the future if we invest on higher interest rate. Better to invest on interest rate of 10% rather than 1%. Longer is the time period of investment. We receive more in the future if we invest for longer term. We will gain more from investment of 10 euros after 20 years than after 2 years. More frequent is the capitalization. We receive more in the future for the same investment from monthly capitalization than quarterly one. Thank you.